He conquered more of the earth than Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, and Hannibal combined. He commanded armies that reshaped Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. And yet most people have never even heard his name. This is the story of Subutai, the blacksmith's son who rose from the Mongolian steppes to become one of the greatest military strategists the world has ever known, and the forgotten genius behind history's largest land empire. History remembers the conquerors we know by name: Caesar, Alexander, Hannibal. Their legacies echo through our textbooks, museums, and movies. We marvel at Hannibal, the fearless Carthaginian who crossed the Alps with elephants to strike at the heart of Rome. We study Alexander, the boy king who united Greece and forged an empire stretching deep into Asia. We read about Caesar, the Roman general who conquered Gaul and quite literally wrote himself into history through his own commentaries. But Subutai? He conquered more land than all of them combined. He led campaigns across 3 continents and reshaped the course of civilizations. Yet somehow, he remains almost invisible in the grand narrative of history. How is that possible? To understand Subutai, you have to understand the world he came from. He wasn't born a prince or a noble. He was the son of a blacksmith, a humble boy from the vast, unforgiving steppes of Mongolia. In almost any other empire of that era, he would have lived and died in obscurity, his potential never realized. But the Mongol Empire was different. It was built on a radical idea for its time: merit, not birthright. Genghis Khan didn't care about your family name or your social standing. He cared about your skill, your loyalty, and your results. And in Subutai, he found a mind beyond comparison. Subutai's service to the Mongol Empire spanned nearly 5 decades, from around 1206 to his death in 1248. He served under 3 great Khans: Genghis Khan, his son Ögedei Khan, and his grandson Guyuk Khan. He rose through the ranks with breathtaking speed, eventually becoming the chief of military intelligence, and later, the supreme commander of all Mongol armies in the West. He was the empire's unseen hand, the man who planned, directed, and executed the Mongols' most ambitious and devastating conquests. So what made him so brilliant? Subutai's genius wasn't in brute strength or personal battlefield heroics. It was in his vision. He didn't see warfare as a series of chaotic, isolated battles. He saw it as a vast, coordinated design, a grand strategy played out on a continental scale. While other generals thought in terms of a single battle or campaign, Subutai thought in continents. He was a master of logistics, intelligence, and psychological warfare. He could coordinate multiple armies, separated by thousands of miles of hostile territory, moving them like pieces on a single massive chessboard, all converging on a single objective with terrifying precision. His operational theater was frankly mind-boggling. He led campaigns from the Great Wall of China to the gates of Vienna. His armies swept across the frozen steppes of Russia, the sun-scorched deserts of Persia, the rugged mountains of the Caucasus, and even the dense jungles of Southeast Asia. In his lifetime, Subutai oversaw more than 20 major campaigns and was instrumental in bringing over 60 nations and kingdoms under Mongol control. His armies shattered the Kievan Rus, dismantled the Khwarezmian Empire, and came within a hair's breadth of conquering Central Europe. No general before or since has matched the sheer scale or the brilliant coordination of his conquests. He truly reshaped the known world. So we have to ask the question again: why? Why, despite this unmatched record, does his name remain a whisper in history? The answer is as fascinating as his military career. Subutai never wrote his own story. The Mongols didn't build their legacy on stone monuments or self-aggrandizing memoirs. They built empires. Their history was an oral one, told in campfires and songs, not carved into statues or recorded in scrolls. Think about it. Caesar had his commentaries, a brilliant piece of political propaganda that ensured his name would never be forgotten. Alexander had Greek and Roman chroniclers who were eager to record the exploits of their great hero. Hannibal had his mortal enemy, Rome, to immortalize his defiance and military prowess. Subutai had none of that. He fought not for personal fame, but for the expansion and glory of the Mongol Empire. His victories belonged to his Khan, not to himself. He was the ultimate professional soldier, a man who conquered half the world, and then, at the end of his life, faded quietly back into the steppe from which he came. Subutai's legacy isn't written in stone or ink. It's written on the map of the old world. You can see it in the trade routes he helped secure, which later became the Silk Road. You can see it in the fall of ancient empires and the rise of new ones. You can feel it in the echoes of Mongol thunder that rolled across 3 continents, changing them forever. He was the blacksmith's son who rose to command the armies of the greatest land empire the world has ever known. The strategist who outmaneuvered and outthought every opponent he ever faced. The silent mastermind behind a world-altering conquest, Subutai, the man who conquered more of the earth than almost any name you were ever taught to remember in school. What an incredible and incredibly overlooked story. If you enjoyed uncovering this hidden chapter of history with us, please show your support by hitting that like button. Share this video with any other history lovers you know, and be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more untold stories from the past. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.